Karen DeLoach.
And welcome to Love Letters. Love Letters are a collection of love stories so people get lost, get crazy, and get another week, another love letter that we will read through Miss Karen and Resilient Love in the Digital World. That will be the title of the letter itself.
Yes, welcome. This one is a very long and deep letter, so please, listeners, listen to this listener's story. Dear Daniel and Karen, I'm reaching out because relationships today feel more fragile than ever in a world constantly shaped by screens, notifications, and the endless noise of the digital age. It sometimes feels as though connection is becoming thinner while distractions grow stronger. And I find myself wondering how couples can remain resilient when attention is constantly being pulled in 1,000 directions. Technology connects us instantly, yet paradoxically, it can distance us emotionally, replacing presence with scrolling and conversation with silence. I want to build a relationship that withstands this modern pressure, a partnership grounded not just in affection, but in patience, intentional communication, and shared values. Still, navigating love in such a rapidly changing world can be confusing, and I often wonder about losing depth in a culture that favors speed and convenience. Sometimes it feels like the expectations placed on relationships today are higher than ever, while the tools we use to communicate often make genuine understanding harder. Messages become shorter, conversations become fragmented, and emotions can easily be misinterpreted
Mhm.
through text or social media. What once required patience and reflection and is now replaced and reduced to quick reactions and assumptions. In such an environment, it becomes difficult to cultivate the kind of emotional resilience that long term relationships truly require. I often ask myself, how can couples slow down? Slow down enough to listen deeply to one another again. Another challenge is the constant comparison that comes with the digital world. Social media presents curated images of perfect relationships, creating unrealistic expectations that can quietly erode confidence and satisfaction in real relationships and real partnerships. It becomes easy to measure our own relationship against a highlight reel of others, forgetting that real love includes imperfection, disagreement, and growth. I worry that this constant comparison can slowly weaken the appreciation we should have for the person right beside us. Learning how to protect a relationship from this invisible pressure seems more important now than ever. And that's why I'm turning to both of you for guidance. Your perspectives on relationships, wisdom about human connection, and experience helping others navigate emotional challenges give me hope that resilience in love is still possible. Yes, sirree. How can couples cultivate deeper trust and emotional strength when digital life competes for their attention every day? What practices help partners stay truly present with one another despite the constant pull of technology? I believe strong relationships must be built intentionally, and I would deeply appreciate any advice you might share about protecting intimacy, nurturing meaningful commitment, and conversations being strengthened within this fast moving era. I also wonder how couples can rebuild connection when distance begins to form. Not necessarily physical distance, but emotional distance caused by stress, work pressures, and the endless distractions of modern life. How do partners recognize the early signs that their bond needs attention before the gap becomes too wide? Are there daily habits, rituals, or conversations that help couples stay aligned even during difficult seasons? I believe resilience in love is not just about surviving challenges, but about learning how to grow stronger together through them. Thank you for creating a space where honest questions about love, commitment, and human connection can be explored with openness and compassion. Your conversations remind listeners that relationships are not simply about romance, but about growth, responsibility, and shared purpose. I hope that through your insights, many of us can learn how to protect and nurture the relationships that matter most in a world that moves very fast every day. With gratitude and hope, a listener seeking stronger love. Mhm.
Well, Miss Karen, thank you for reading our long letter this week.
Yeah.
Long letter indeed. A listener seeking stronger love. Well, resilient relationships require a moment where attention is fully given, not divided between a partner and a screen. When couples intentionally set aside time without phones, messages, or digital noise, they create spaces for genuine connection. Presence communicates value more powerfully than words because it shows that the person in front of you matters more than the world online. Even a short daily conversations without distraction can strengthen emotional security. Over time, these small rituals of presence build a powerful foundation of trust and stability.
That's very good. Yes. And one of the last questions our listener asked was, what habits can you do that can help? And I think that what you just described is a very good start. You know,
Mm.
you can avoid the big gaps if you start noticing pretty quickly that, wow, we are really operating in a lot of distraction when we're together. We're not really present with each other. And when you start noticing it, it needs to be something that you can discuss when it's not stressful. Discuss it early on in your relationship and say, we need to make sure that we set aside time regularly that is social media free, is phone free, where we can focus on each other, even if it's just a walk in the park or um, choosing to read something together or watch something together, something that is enjoyable to both of you, and you agree to this. And this is something you can hold each other accountable to and say, okay, I'm feeling a little neglect here because we haven't had this alone time or this attention time with each other that nurtures a relationship.
Well, listeners, practice honest and calm communications. Resilience grows when couples feel safe expressing the thoughts without fear of judgment. Honest communication does not mean speaking impulsively, but rather choosing words that are clear, respectful, and thoughtful. Listening carefully is just as important as speaking because understanding often begins with patience. When partners seek to understand rather than win arguments, conflict becomes a path
Yeah.
toward growth instead of division. That's true, right, Mr.
Yes, that's
Karen?
so good. I won the argument. What good is that, right? We're talking about building close, intimate relationships, and winning arguments is never the way to go about it. And if you've ever
Mhm.
been on the losing end or the winning end of an argument with a loved one, you realize, nobody won here. Nobody won. we need to do this better. and being honest, as Daniel was just saying, honest communication means being able to express yourself. And I'm just going to tell a little bit of story here. When I got married, this was a second marriage, almost 34 years ago. I hardly knew myself. I had spent such a lifetime trying to please a perfectionistic father, and then a relationship that, even after 15 years, was never really tight. I was always performing as a good actor, right? I didn't really know myself because I didn't feel secure in letting anybody really in to see the real me. But yet I longed to be loved for me, imperfect me, to be loved in spite of myself, not because of myself, where I didn't earn it, because I had kind of transferred this whole perfectionistic idea of my father over to my heavenly father. Of course, he could see the truth, he could see the reality, and he beautifully, Holy Spirit sent people in my life to start mentoring me and praying for me and saying, let's get this stuff off of you so that you can be more honest with your spouse, that you can
Mhm.
truly say how you feel and not try to hide it or make it okay. So, listeners, maybe that's a first step. How to be honest with your partner. Say how you really feel. And it wasn't just me, my partner too. My husband had to learn that too. And we got closer as we laid down these barriers that that had been built up through hurt, through pain, through wrong expectations. And so as we lay those down, we have the ability to be more honest with each other. And it is so beautiful when you know that you're loved in spite of yourself, and that you can love someone else in spite of themselves, because you see them, you see the truth of their heart. And it is awesome when you can get to that deep level.
Well said, Miss Karen. And listener, learn the discipline of emotional patience. Every relationship experiences moment of frustration, misunderstanding, or disappointment. Emotional patience allow partners to slow down before reacting and consider the feelings of the other person. Instead of escalating tension, patience creates space for empathy and reflection. Many conflicts dissolve simply because someone chooses calm understanding our immediate reactions. That is the natural way people react, right, Miss Karen? To react immediately. But if you are the partner that, okay, relax, take a deep breath, think of what you are saying first, and at latter part that we are saying, have patience. In this way, patience becomes one of the quietest strength that protects a long-term love.
Hmm. That's really good, Daniel. That's so true. And one of the things that this husband taught me is the power of apologizing. When things would get heated, he was so quick to say, "I'm sorry." That's disarming. You don't you the argument can't continue when somebody is humbling themselves, and he was so true about that, that it really, really disarmed me and enabled me to start having a life where we're quick to apologize when you've spoken harshly, when you've spoken rough words that especially if they have "you always" or "you never." When we make those kind of generalizations, we're really hurting each other. And those are the kind of things you want to very much avoid. Speak humble words of truth to each other that are affirming, that lift up the person, that honors them, that shows them that you respect and want to always have their best at heart.
Yes, listener, build a shared meaning together. Strong couples often share more than affection, they share purpose. Whether it involves family goals, faith, or personal growth of creative dreams, shared meaning strengthens an emotional alignment. When partners work towards something together, they feel like allies and allies rather than individuals moving in separate directions. This sense of unity make it easier to overcome obstacles and uncertainties. Shared purpose turns relationship into a partnership that grows stronger over time.
Yeah, that's so true. What are some examples of things that Daniel's talking about, or are maybe sharing your love of singing by uh, singing in a choir together, where you're giving away that gift, or working at a soup kitchen, or helping the poor in some way, or reaching out in your community, adopting cats or something. Where there's so many ways that we can help others and make a difference. It it really does give you purpose, and these are things that have really helped my marriage, as we had a prayer ministry together, and we would counsel and pray with people together. And it brought really wonderful, deep, soul level type of intimacy that has did us in such good stead, not just when as the writer was saying, when there's things to overcome, but even as parenting or any other aspect of our lives together as families, it comes in good stead when you have the kind of purpose that Daniel's talking about.
Well said, Miss Karen. And listener, protect our relationship from constant comparison. In digital world, social media can create unrealistic expectations about relationships. Couples who constantly compare their lives to others may slowly lose appreciation for their own journey. Real relationships include imperfections, struggles, and learning moments that rarely appear online. By focusing on gratitude instead of comparison, partners strengthen the value of what they have truly, and appreciation nourishes love for more than comparison ever will. And listener, remember, social media are curated. They show only the good side, but the bad side are not. So don't compare yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what part of what we're talking about is, yeah, we want someone to love us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which is
Mhm.
certainly true of our Heavenly Father. And we have a relationship with our beloved on the earth that is also seeking to find that kind of righteous walk with the Lord. Then you're going to be trying to out honor God with your lives and with each other. And you're not comparing yourselves to anybody else. And I want to say, I noticed this about myself. My mother living with us, we used to watch Hallmark movies. They're all love stories, right? And they do have conflict. And it's not that the people are perfect, but there was something that was growing in me, like a discontent, like there wasn't enough romance in my marriage. And I realized that I was comparing. I was starting to compare my long-term marriage with family with these young stars, doing having these brand new romances, and it wasn't healthy. And, I had to stop watching them for a while until I could realize that I'm very grateful for what I have and what kind of romance that we've developed that's very personal, but not like anybody else's. So that's what comparison does. It makes you feel less than, makes your partner feel less than, because you're not like others. Well, guess what? You're uniquely you, and your partner is
Mhm.
uniquely them. And you celebrate your uniqueness and vive la différence, as the French say.
Yes, definitely. Beautifully articulated, Miss Karen. And listener, maintain curiosity about each other. Long-term relationships remain vibrant when partners continue learning about one another. Curiosity invites meaningful questions about dreams, ideas, and personal experiences. Instead of us assuming they already know everything about their partner, curious couples stay engaged and attentive. This mindset keeps conversation interesting and emotionally rewarding. Curiosity renews the sense of discovery within love.
That's good. And it is a constant learning process. Just as we learn about ourselves more and more, as things get uncovered, we learn about our partner. And it's really very, very beautiful as we honor each other. And also, it's really important not to speak against your partner with other people. If
Mm-hmm.
you have somebody you pray with, just say, we need some help here. Get help if you need it. There's nothing wrong with getting counseling, getting help if you need it. If you need to reconnect, if the gap did get too big and you need help, do it. But don't gossip about your partner to others, or do in any way tear each other down with your words are important. So speak life, speak love, and be gentle with the way you treat each other. You'll see it last and go longer and have a lot of joy in your time together.
Yes, protect each other, people. Face challenges as a team. Resilient relationships are built on understanding that challenges are shared, not individual burdens. When couples approach difficulties as a team, they replace blame with collaboration. This mindset fosters unity and strengthens emotional resilience. Facing problems together reminds both partners that they are not alone. Teamwork transform adversity into opportunity for a deeper partnership. And remember why you choose each other. That's very important. During difficult seasons, couples sometimes forget the reason they first connected. Reflecting on shared memories, early hopes, and meaningful moments can renew emotional commitment. Remembering the journey helps partners appreciate how far they already come together. It also reminds them to the relationship was built on a genuine affection and shared values. Holding on the foundation strengthens the courage to continue and growing together.
Perfect. That's a perfect, perfect answer, Daniel. Choose to limit your digital time. Choose it. You're adults. You can make those choices.
Yes,
You won't be sorry you did.
certainly. And as you said, as a vow on the church, through thick and thin, right? So make that promise and
Excuse me.
make us your through your generation to generation as a vow for yourself as well as in God presence. So Miss Karen, would you like to plug in something?
Sorry. So my sinuses sometimes get to me.
Mm,
Yeah, I would
well,
love for our listeners to also enjoy our positive parenting, our coaching 101.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Coming after this.
Bible verses 101. I'm sorry.
I will do that, Miss Karen.
Okay.
Please, people, we are inviting you to please do listen to our other podcast with Miss Karen. We're doing 4 podcasts for the meantime. Who knows? We will add more and make it 5, 6, 7. We're doing Bible verses 101, and we are live every Saturday through all social media. But you can listen to us wherever you listen your podcast. So, Bible verses 101, we're talking about beautiful verses in the Bible where Miss Karen and I we discuss to you. We give uh, our own opinion regarding that verses. And please do listen. Our first love letters. We are reading favorite and not favorite, amazing letter from our listeners. So please do listen, love letters. And of course, Coaching 101, we are giving you best ideas, best topics that will guide you to be a good coach if you want to be a coach. And of course, our positive parenting, which is not yet available on the podcast, but you can watch us, you can hear, listen to us to all social media. We are giving you advice to be a good parent for our children, to be a good citizen on earth, because they are our generations to generations to come.
That's right, our legacy.
S- Yes, a legacy indeed. So, Miss Karen, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it's my privilege. Thank you so much. Listeners, we love you and God bless you.
Marticam people, see you soon.